because certain persons are now saying that the central bank came up with this policy because of the, as it were in quotes, failed Ruga initiative.
There's always conspiracy theories about everything, but I will want to be on the positive light. In other words, it's not about whether it's Ruga, it's not about ranching. What is important is that you must sell something that people agree with. The reason why some people are rejecting the program we're speaking about is not because it's bad at all, because there is no trust and because of what had happened in the past. So whether it is Ruga, that's not my focus, or whether it is ranch, what I'm saying is that if we had a system over time where instead of these cattle roaming the street and messing up the environment and causing all manners of trouble, if effort has been made, I said economy is the primary thing. And aside this oil that has become more like a curse instead of a blessing to us, what has sustained this country before the advent of oil was agriculture. And one area would have done very good is to ensure that whether it is, of course, all over the world, it is ranching. It's not about Ruga or whatever. You put these things there. That's what, if you go to the cattle ranch, what you see there is, I got to know that the cattle there did not belong to one particular person, not the government, that it was a kind of settlement where people can even take their own and put in there, and everything was excellent. A beautiful place to be. It's a resource center, and you have dairy products. But go there. I was there about just a month ago, and not a single thing is happening there again. The whole thing is broken down. So we could have been able to use this opportunity to, instead of importing, develop our own dairy, section. And there's so many cows. There's everything we need to get this thing work is there. That's why I said we seem to be focusing on short measures. The effort would have been, why would the central bank, for instance, instead of just withdrawing forests, why would the central bank, because I've seen central bank invest some other areas and they have been very, very successful in using it. Why would central bank not even go through this issue of maybe finding a way of sponsoring or paying the bill for establishing some ranch?
Central bank says if you want to plant grass, come to meet us. Will give you money.
That's what I'm saying. If you want to do anything, support them in that area, people will key into it.
That is what the central bank is saying. If you want anything to develop the ranching, if you want anything to develop the milk industry, we will support you. But we will not give you money to import milk anymore.
That's very good.
Is there a possibility that jobs will be created with the withdrawal of forex and the stimulation of this aspect?
What are the jobs existing now? The job existing now is feeding the pockets of some very rich persons who are, what would you do is buying and selling.
Yes, but
if you don't sell milk, you can sell other things. But what you're saying is this: if the central bank has given that promise and is ready to implement it, why are people not taking up the offer? Because that will even create greater job. It will create greater job. If you look at the chains there, what we are doing is that we are buying something and selling. But if you are the one producing, there's a chain there. There are different aspects of it. There are people who will be working in the ranches. There are people who will be involved in the machines to milk. There are people who will be packaging. There's so much transportation, everything. The chains, the value chain is more when you are the one producing than when you are the one importing. So we're looking at short measures and people who are selling, who are buying. There are just a very few ones.
But we have been on this.
The value chain will be more.
We have been on this for 60 years or more.
Because what we do is to say things and don't do it.
Yeah, exactly. So I think, I don't know how well or how far the central bank will pursue this.
The first thing I had in my mind,
just a second.
1 step forward, 10 steps backward.
Just a second.
Okay.
A few years ago, federal government or CBN also came and said, no more importation of rice. And Nigerians cried and shouted and complained. No more importation of tomatoes. No more importation of 43 items. And people screamed to high heavens. But it is on record now that the production of rice has gone up within Nigeria. And we are talking of even, there should be something that is at the back of our mind, and that is national food security. If Nigeria continues to import, how well can it manage itself in terms of a crisis? Just hold on, let me hear, let's hear from Ete. What is your take? What is your view about this? Should we give the importers some latitude to still keep on importing milk, or do we start looking for our own alternative?
Chima, I think some persons are benefiting from this whole process. Because I grew up, my father used 404 and this 505 for those vehicles of those days. And those vehicles were being assembled in Kaduna.
Yes.
People had jobs, things were moving freely. You had this, you had that. But with the intakes or influx of these rich people who wants to benefit more, things now died down. Business, work, all died down. Do not believe in importation at the detriment of the people, because now we don't have jobs. There's no job to do. Those in the villages who were doing agricultural business now want to come to the town to look for jobs to do. Where are the jobs? Until these people allow us to really live the life we want to live, things will always be difficult for us, because the persons who are benefiting from this importation business, we want to make sure that whatever the CBN is trying to propose does not work. They want to give problems to the people so that people will start crying. Otherwise, when the ban on rice came, now I don't eat foreign rice. I'm comfortable with the Nigerian rice, because you find out that it's less starch, the preservatives there, you can easily cook the kind of rice you want, whether coconut rice or whatever, and you enjoy your meal, unlike before. But persons who are benefiting from it, would not want the things to work. And if these things work, like what the central bank governor is saying, if they work, like you want to grow your grass, and it's like exchange, the people that have ranches will come to buy grass from you because you are growing. It's like exchange between us. You will now look for what they have and you buy. The thing goes around, and you know that it's not only to work in the government circle or in the business or whatever. You can always do your own trade individually or collectively, and everybody will now be moving forward. Unlike now that we have overpopulation of graduates and all that not having job to do. Okay. It's really affecting everybody.
All right, I take you to something. A few years ago, when the former governor of Adamawa State visited Delta, that's Murtala Nyako, he screamed, just as Institute told us during the Israeli came in. He said, how can you people be complaining of poverty in Delta State when you are so rich? Yes, and the governor then, Dr. Udwan, said, I don't understand what you mean. He said, look at everywhere, look at grass. Now you people keep complaining about so many things. You are complaining about herdsmen attack and all that. All you need to do is, our trailers come from the north, they bring tomatoes, bring pepper, bring onion, and they go back empty. All you need to do, get your young men, let them harvest the grass, package it, and send it to us as hay. And then this issue will be contained, and you can have your meat as much as you want. So that is just part of this thing. We need to have our eyes very, very
Nobody
open
wants to do that.
to understand. But then, it is not only cow milk that we can consume. We have heard of soya milk. We have heard of all kind of milk. Yes. Why are we also not developing those sectors for the health benefits of our people?
It still boils down to the same thing, that some persons thinks it's easier. It puts money in their pocket when they import. Like we said from day one, everybody, you used the technical language there, food security. There's a lot of things that are attached to it. Everywhere, even where people have comparative advantage, they know this is what needs to be done or whatever. We so much focus on importing. That is our problem. Like you just said, there's no way you can stop the importation now. What central bank is simply saying will no longer make it easy for you. But what people do in other places is that they develop their own sector. Goods from foreign land will want to come. But if the one from home is good and cheaper, yes, why will you want to buy the foreign one? The whole thing would settle itself around. So there are so many areas. You just mentioned one. Somebody's talking about job creation. Some person will look at it, what kind of stupid thing I should go and start cutting grass and loading a vehicle. But if some persons takes to do it, before you know it, they will start smiling to the bank. They will believe in the labor, and before you know it, everybody will start running into it. just like pure water. By the time people started it, everybody thought, what kind of madness? Water is everywhere. These days now, you cannot drink any water except it is in sachets.
And meanwhile, it's not even pure. Some of them are not pure.
When did they start? Was that what we were doing before? So the problem is who will start it. Nobody wants to do anything. Nobody is creative because we always look for other things to do. Look at the environment where we are. What do people here do? Take a look around you. What do they do here? Everybody thinks because there's oil somewhere, they don't do anything. Because they are hungry, they don't do anything. What they do now, they terrorize. Even a house that you are building 20 years, if the fence falls down now, you want to repair it, people will come and whatever. So there's a lot of idle minds doing nothing but the initiative, the support to see what our problems are. And this is, just in summary, it tells you about the type of governments that we have. Government is supposed to look at this and initiate programs to contain this kind of things. But that's not exactly what we're saying.
Yeah, so Ethel, soya milk, tiger nut milk, all kinds of milk, could there be alternatives that we should be looking at?
Yes, there should be, because I remember when I was sick, it was the soya milk they recommended for me, and it proved my health. So, but again, we still come back to who will benefit and who will listen to us when we want to do these things. We always criticize what some of us are doing. You see somebody doing this, you are not doing it in a good hygienic way. Yes. The environment is this. You want to criticize instead of helping the person who has just started this. Yes,
not being available.
Yes. So the issue, otherwise, there are so many things we can really use or do on our own, either as an individual or as a people. There are so many things. Tiger nut is available here. Soya bean is here. So why do we have to look for the imported ones that come from the other countries and think that is the best for us? You see, you sell what is it called? This nut, this cheese nuts here. Yes. But people will say, no, this one is not crispy enough. I want that one that was sold in so place. That is the one I want to eat. We can really encourage ourselves. And if we encourage ourselves, we know that the job creation will be here with us. We don't need to go further to look for a job, or all of us cannot even work. All of us cannot work.
Okay. I think we may have to hang the boot on that aspect. We have said so much. We only looked at the milk and dairy products, but there are also other benefits. For instance, leather, hides and skin, yes, hoofs, and all that. So there's a whole line of opportunities that has opened up, or that will open up with this policy of the Central Bank of Nigeria.
If properly implemented.
Yes, if properly implemented. Listeners, you are on to Radio Delta Melody FM 88.6. The program is State of the Nation. My name is Linus Chima, and I have with me Ethel Egere and Emmanuel Isitwo. We are examining a whole range of issues, and very soon the lines will be open, so just take down the numbers: 081 3037 9881. The other number is 080 784 9677. Just have the numbers down. We'll open the lines at the appropriate time. We want to ask you now, what will you do with 37,000 euros? That's a lot of money. But it came to light that a Nigerian, a corporal in the Nigerian Air Force, Corporal Bashir Umar, found this money and returned it to the owner. He was compensated with double promotion and a very elaborate ceremony by his superiors. Now, if you were in such a situation, would you return the money? And when we juxtapose that with the 5 soldiers who disappeared with, it was first said that it was over 400 million, but new information revealed that they disappeared with 85 billion naira and $80,000. When we look at both, who did the right thing? The ones that disappeared with 85 million naira and $80,000, or the one that returned 37,000 euros? So, Ete, how are we trading our people? How are we trading our children? Are we asking them to return what is not theirs, or can they help themselves with whatever comes their way? You pick money and you say, oh God, thank you, you have made my day. Or do you say, brother, your wallet fell down, your property fell down, please have it. Where are we going to? Where have we reached? Ete, you're a mother.
If it is my money, I know I will think of something good to use that money for.
Yes.
But when it's not my money, it's not my money. You should be very factual about that. It's not my money. And I think what the corporate did is worthy to be emulated. Unfortunately, with what is happening in the country, we really don't know how these children got to this stage. Many parents should be held responsible for what is happening to their children, because many of them just turn their faces and don't bother about what they do. Young boys and girls nowadays wake up in the morning, sit outside and start criticizing or describing, I want to be like this uncle. They know the prices of cars. When they are not even working, they have not bought cars before, they will just tell you this and this and this. The church again, some churches again are not even helping us. Otherwise, as a good parent, you teach your children that whatever is not your own you should not keep what is not your own. Whether look for the owner or return it to where you saw that thing. It is not your own, it is not your own. But many people now will not do that. They will definitely take it, because this issue of get rich, this issue of 419, the issue of Yahoo boys and all that, they need the money because they want to live big and they want to come out flashy and they want people to say things about them.
Wait, just hold on a little. If opportunities are there, if jobs are there, would many of these people go into what they are going into?
Some will still do.
A lazy person is a lazy person. A person who wants to live a fast life still wants to do that. So it doesn't matter that whether the person has a job on hand or not. We have people working but are corrupt. They are in offices. You meet them for this, they tell you how much is my percentage. So it's the same thing, because you are looking for the money. Even if you go out at the front of the office, you see somebody's purse on the floor, you will turn around and look. If nobody's watching, you just put it in your pocket and go. When they are saying anything, you will pretend that you didn't hear what they are saying. So a bad person is a bad person. A thief is a thief. Irrespective of where the thief is. A thief is a thief.
There are different levels of thieving.
A thief is a thief.
Isito, I know that a lot of children have passed through you. You have tried to educate them, give them sound education. But let's look at two aspects. Oftentimes you hear people say education nowadays is a scam. Why bother yourself, go to school when at the end of the day you will not get a job? And then somebody came out with an album, if we don't make money, what will we gain? So where are we? You find somebody's money, should you return it or should you keep it?
Have you even forgotten that there was a record that also came out when somebody said the time when corruption day with the chop, now when they say corruption no, they will not the chop. Okay. Nigeria is a theater, is a place where sometimes you don't know where to go. It is something that really bothers people. And I think the crux of the matter is because we're a nation that celebrates thieves, we celebrate liars, people who do the right thing are never recognized. And so we have turned the mind of this generation into what my sister rightly observed: immorality, wickedness rules the land. People can kill their own blood, the same father and the same mother. A child can kill the mother. I don't know if anybody knows what a woman goes through to bring a child to this world, and that child will kill the mother because it wants to be rich or whatever. To tell you how bad it is, Chidi, just a few days ago, specifically on Monday, I had a class. And I was telling my students that I've never in my life seen students ragging on a Saturday. And I asked them.
That's a new one.
I asked them, how many of you actually knows the meaning of rag, what informed it? I told them that back in the days when we had military rule, it was only organized labor and students that were the opposition. They spoke for Nigeria, and that a set of students with ideas observed that a segment of society is relegated to background. Nobody is talking about them. The destitute, the ones who are suffering by the roadside, and decided to draw attention to the people about these persons. That's where they wear rags and they do. I gave them a whole lot of story about the values when people in those days will go out. When you come at the gate, the SUG is waiting, you empty your cup, and the next day they're going to homeless people, hospital, distributing. You need to see their reaction. And I told them how the thing degenerated to the point where the SUG now begins to collect money and you go out and what he has to do. In fact, this generation, let me tell you what they've even gone beyond that. Some of them on the rag day, they went on Facebook and said it's rag day. They give you an account number, say pay money into it. That's the
so the students are not the ones ragging for themselves.
What I'm telling you is that you need to see their reaction. When I spoke about values and morality, it just didn't click at all. Over 99% of the class, in other words, how could I have gone out to collect money and giving it out? That's exactly what it is now. Their focus, their orientation, the life they live is about getting things very, very quick. But my only happiness is that, just like you said, there are still persons among this crowd who probably because of their orientation at home, or the ones who genuinely go to church and listen to what is spoken, and they still don't do it. People are buying book. Somebody in the course of test misplaced his own book. Another student who don't even have a book picked up that book and came up to me and said, "Sister, like one of the students has misplaced the book that was on the previous week," and gave it. He would have simply taken it or whatever. But he brought it back, and I looked at him on the face. You know, when you see something, he's not looking strange to me. So there could also be students like this. On Monday, when I had the class, I called out the name of the students who owned the book, and he raised his hand and said, "You misplaced it," and another student in class here found it. I wish I had taken the boy's name. I have also seen somebody coming to my school. A person forgot very important things in the keke, and the person brought it. He saw that the person is a student in the school. The keke man brought it. So what we will say, once, you see these few persons who gives hope that people know the right thing to do. But the point is, how do we get a greater percentage of people to begin to do things differently? In other climes, sometimes people say it has to do with poverty, but I remember that Dolly Parton sang a song that said, perceptions of poverty is different. Do you know that in other clients, when people are sick, others will volunteer? When they are organizing anything, people will volunteer to give their service. But in Nigeria here, nobody will do anything, youth or adult, if there is nothing to benefit.
The thing is waiting days.
So it's a mind thing. And the Bible said the heart of man is so evil. How do you make that mind to look beyond yourself? It's about self. Like we're in a jungle, everybody's trying to survive. So it's very difficult. I will tell you that more than 90% of Nigerians will not return that money if they found it. It's just a few. And thank God for these few who are humane in themselves, who are humble, who think this is not the best. There are some stories I hear that makes me happy. Like one recently when a man who has worked for a company retired and company wanted to build a house for him. And because he has been honest, just like you said, he works with an expatriate. And they recall that for the number of years that he has been with them, they've never had any issue, they've never lost anything. And so they wanted to build a house for him in his village. The man said, "No, if you build a house for me in the village, my house is probably going to be the best house in the village, but there's no water in my village. Please, can you convert that?" And borehole was done down and the laborious ceremony, just like you said. When I see those kind of people, what comes to my mind is say, God, bless this man beyond measures because he deserves it. He forgot about self. Today now his community has water because of what he did. So is something that has to do with our moral being about. You cannot say because you are poor and you still. It's not an escape about it.
I've heard of stories. As journalists, we hear a lot of things.
Yes.
I've heard of stories of parents who are at home and they call their sons or daughters who are in school, in higher institution, and they tell them, we never put anything for fire in the past 2 or 3 days. So it makes one wonder, what is that parent telling the child to do? If such a child stumbles upon such kind of money, certainly the child will say, well, all my prayers have been answered.
Not everything we give it to God.
Ete, is that the way to really go? What is wrong with our society? Where did we lose it?
Yeah.
I still come back to the issue of I want to belong. That is what is really happening. Like Mr. Esito has said, people give recognition to those who tell lies, So, status. I want to be here. I want people to know that I'm here and all that. I want to drive this kind of car. I want to stay in this kind of house and all that. So for you to belong, how do you belong? Whatever it takes for you to be there, that's what you will do. People go all out. Nowadays, formerly it was a taboo to hear that a married woman has lover. But now it's like most of these women believe if you don't have, you're not a woman. You see women going all out to do all kinds of things just because they want the money. The one woman was caught recently and she said it's devil's work. Which devil? Where did the devil come from? You can be your own devil with your misbehavior. So the issue of living a straight life, living a good life, counts. This man has shown that money is not everything, but that the way of life, the way he was brought up, really counts. And parents should bring up their children to recognize that.
Well, parents have a big duty, and we also know that the schools also have a very, very great duty.
Every social institution has collapsed.
Yes, we also know that the schools have a great duty. Isito has told us how he talked with children in the school about values, and they were like, oh, where is that happening? As a growing child on assemblies, we are told the right things to do. Those things, do they still happen? Do teachers still have time to teach morals, to inculcate values in their children? Does this church, the religious institution, emphasize morals and values? Those are the things that I think.
Chima, let me come into that.
Those are the things that.
Chima, let me ask you. Let me ask you, please.
I should be the one asking.
Yes, no, let me ask this time. Who is a teacher?
Everybody is a teacher.
Oh, okay.
Everybody.
Because you said
the
teacher still do that.
Yes, everybody should be a teacher to children around. But a lot appears to have gone amiss. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll just talk a little and open the lines for you to have your say. The two issues that have been on the burner today are: should we still be taking imported milk and dairy products? And then, if you have your way and so you pick somebody's property, somebody's money, will you go away with it and say God has blessed you, or would you return it? Just hang on there. We'll be back shortly.
A blessing.
All we need is silence. So let's silence toothache before it starts with Oral-B All-Round Protection. Its advanced technology helps prevent both tooth holes and gum problems that can lead to tooth loss. It strengthens your teeth, giving them all-round protection, because the only sound we really want to hear is that of our future. For a healthier, stronger teeth in 1 week. Oral-B, voted #1 quality toothpaste of 2017 by Kuna. Today, I go teach you how to party Naija style. First, gather boys.
Hello, Chairman. I beg show.
Arrange somewhere. If it be parlor or even yard sef. Then arrange something for guys to shop.
Oh yeah, correct guy.
Wetin remain? Yes, and just like that, party don't start with that oh. With Coca-Cola wey dey inside correct glass bottle. For better jollification, na glass shoppers enjoy 35cl glass Coca-Cola wey dey refresh body for only 50 naira.
Taste the feeling.
Good day, listeners. Today in the studio, we have someone who is here to talk to us about BCC Solar Electricals.
Okay, my name is Bethel. I'm the manager of BCC Solar and Electricals. I just want us to understand how solar is very important in our time now. BCC Solar and Electricals is a renowned company bent on making families enjoy solar energy. The purpose of our company is to make solar energy affordable to every family. The company is based in Lagos and now spreading to every state and city in Nigeria. A branch of the company is now in Warri at number 103 NRN Road by Fairview Estate, opposite Faith Victory Church. Solar energy materials are built to outperform generators in power generation and also to supply clean energy without pollution of any kind. No noise pollution, no smoke, and you don't have to be buying petrol or diesel every time in order to power a generator. Solar energy gives you all those without struggle. Now, the world is going green, producing electric cars and the rest. Solar will be the next source of energy the world is going for. It is ideal for every family to have theirs now. It is unfortunate that some people are not maximizing the solar energy due to the quality of the product they bought and the kind of engineers that installed it for them. There are a lot of low quality materials in the market which you need specialists to identify, and also engineers need to be well grounded in field to be able to do the installation and connections well. There are 4 major components in solar energy generation. 1, solar panel. 2, the charge controller. 3, the inverter. And 4, the battery, as well as the connecting.
Incredible God.
Hallelujah! It is Wars 2019, War Against Spiritual Wickedness, as the Anglican Fasting and Praying Society, AFPS, Ekete Branch, presents 20 nights of war and 3 days of recovery. Theme, Battle and Possess. Deuteronomy chapter 2 verse 24, featuring the Word, Salvation, Deliverance, breaking of evil covenants and curses, prophetic declarations, uncommon breakthroughs and lots more. Ministry Venerable M.O.E. the PhD, Vicar, St. Paul's Anglican Church, Ekete Inland. Evangelist Dr. Ben O. Okotite JP, your host and leader, and the Sons of the Prophet. Date, Thursday 1st to Friday 23rd August 2019. Time, 9 p.m. to 4 a.m. Day, 12 noon to 2 p.m. Venue, St. Paul's Anglican Church, Ekete Inland. Power by the Anglican Fasting and Praying Society, Ekete Branch. This is your season to celebrate.
Let's heal our land. Let's heal Nigeria. We have no other place, no other country than Nigeria. It's our own. And those countries that we admire were developed by other persons. We are capable of making Nigeria great. We are capable of making our country unique. We are capable of bringing our country to the limelight. We should be known for things that are good, things that are positive, things that are progressive. Our children should have a place to walk. Our society or the environment should be clean, and we should be safe. We should be able to travel from one point of the country to the other at any time of the day without fear. and with the confidence that we are living as one. That is how I welcome you back to the last leg of our program, where we'll be taking your calls. But shortly before we do that, let me remind that Delta Broadcasting Service is rebranding. A lot of things that are happening in Delta Broadcasting Service now. Our radio and television arms are looking their very best. Patronize us, be with us, help us to grow, to become better, and we will continue to add value to your life. Our news is at 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock today. You can pick your phone. If you have a radio there, we have a simultaneous transmission of our news at 12 o'clock this afternoon. Also at 7 p.m. when our news comes up, it's also simultaneous. So you have no reason to say you didn't hear, you don't know. Pick up your radio if you are not where your television is, and you can follow our news. There are so many other programs that are coming up on Delta Broadcasting Service. Worry. So continue to be with us, continue to be with the best. We are the best. So, just before we take calls, let's hear briefly from Ete. You were trying to develop something, trying to tell us something before we went on break. Okay, is it well?
Sure.
Yes, we were talking about
I was talking about
the institutions, the schools, the churches,
yes,
and all that.
Like you said, as a child growing up, your parents were the first point of contact.
Yes.
Beyond the parents, the teachers. I know your question was asked.
The socialization agents.
Yeah, but there are those persons who were actually teachers. In fact, growing up, some of us were scared of our teachers more than we were our parents. Those of us in the village that time, your parents can even report you to your teacher.
And you'll be like,
growing up as a child, when you see your teacher on the street, the first thing you look around yourself, the way you address where you are, because when you get to school, you're going to answer questions. And so they were agents of morals, the orientation that they brought. In fact, some persons, the successes that they must have recorded in their life can be traceable to those who brought them up. Look at the churches. Look at the churches today.
Let's take calls now.
Okay.
Hello? Good morning. Okay. Who are you? Where are you speaking from?
This is Calvin, calling from Ishekiri.
Calvin from Ode Ishekiri. So Calvin, you've been listening to the program. What is your take?
Speaking on abscond for most of this year, the people there, that is panel of discussion there with you, they have actually spoken well.
Yes.
Regards these points. The thing there is the one word I have to use there is integrity. Is integrity of the person that himself actually demonstrated why he refunded that money, while the others that abscond with it, that is their own aspect of integrity. They have no integrity. That's why they level the money. And that is so, sincerely speaking, have to do with individuality, you know, and coupled with we have to make one reality. Those people that have come with that money, I'm not trying to support them or say they've done well, but looking at the state of our nation as one of the biggest there, that is the lecturer there, as he said, the Nigerian society will belong to is a nation that celebrates criminality. Is a nation that celebrates those who have come out with success, not minding how they made it. So it's a thing of you see this instead of the referring like, let me go and make it so that they celebrate me. I'm not supporting them, but the government, there is one of the something about the how will I put it now, what the present government is saying, what they hold on is change begins with me.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes, we are with you.
The change begins with me. Let's be sincere. The lecturer also made a statement where he talked to his students and something came up and they said, why this, why that? Now, looking at that word, change begins with me. The government today that is saying fighting corruption, to be sincere, you are a Nigerian. Let's be sincere. To me, as far as I'm concerned, Kelvin is concerned, it is now we have more corruption in Nigeria. And he said he's fighting corruption, is shouting it, screaming it now and then everywhere he goes. He's fighting corruption, and corruption is now increased. So
Well,
Nigerians,
that is your own view of it, I believe.
it's high time we Nigerians come out and say the truth. Then that of the ministerial aspect, I called in this program last week also, when Pastor Marco Moteri handled the program. I called and I said, and that's the word Ete used there, these people who are there now, they are not the owners of Nigeria. Nigeria is not their birthright.
Okay.
There are other technocrats that can do the job far better than the people who himself has recycled as a president.
Okay.
It is high time democracy takes its course, not just the way they want it. The country does not belong to them. The country belongs to every citizen.
Okay, Kevin, point noted. Country does not belong to them. Let's take other calls. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, speak to us. Who are you? What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Chima.
Yes, what's your name, sir?
My name is Sonny Nekoro.
Okay, Mr. Sonny Nikoro. You are speaking from Warri.
Yes, thank you.
All right, so let us have your contribution quickly. There are so many persons waiting.
State of the nation. No, Delta. This station is one of the, if you don't beat federal self. Because you know that it's analyze something, and they always enjoy it. You see, my question is, the man who pick the money and give to government, why would the claimant come out that we should know? Because such money is big. How did the money get to the extra and the private pick it up?
Well, that is another point entirely. But what we are looking at is, will you pick when you pick somebody's money, will you return it? Is it normal? Is it proper to return or to take it?
Like what your man then said, the lecturer, there are still good people in this country. The only thing we are selfish if you are in a place you don't want to live in.
Yes.
If not, there are still good people in the country.
Okay. All right.
One thing I want to just shock you. This your station, like yesterday, I see one mega station intruding. How do you do that?
Sorry.
One mega station.
Okay.
Mega station. Other station overshadowing you when you are not.
Okay, that must be a technical issue that will be addressed.
Please, people listen to this your program. There are so many that, to me, I don't listen to other radio stations.
Thank you so much for that, Mr. Sonny
Anytime when
Nikoro.
you go off air, at the first here.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. We will try to be there. We are rebranding and we assure you that.
I know, I see it. I can see even your news aspect.
Thank you so much, sir.
Your news aspect.
Let's give other people opportunity to also make their contribution.
Okay, my dear,
Thank you,
God
sir.
bless you.
Thank
That's
you.
all.
So, there we are. Okay, there's a call coming. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
How is DBS?
DBS is fine. Who are we speaking with? Who is talking to us?
I bless all the staff there in Jesus' name.
Thank you. Amen. What's your name, sir?
My name is Pastor Yesa.
Pastor, yes, sir. Where are you
Yes.
talking from?
I'm calling from Warri City.
Okay, Warri.
Yes.
Okay, good, sir. So, what
My
is your
dear-
take about the things we discussed this morning?
Okay. I
Very
want to
quickly, sir,
take
because
the-
there are so many people trying to call.
Yeah, I will make it brief, please.
Yes.
I saw the war, and I was part of the war during the Niger Civil War.
Okay.
I saw Chukuma Kaduna Zogo of Obanam.
Okay.
Now, see, I hate to hear about our children are lazy.
Okay.
When good luck was in power, we receive and breathe fresh air everywhere. But now, it's hot air everywhere. Every day, hot pepper, fire.
Okay.
No peace. Myself, I'm angry and bitter every day about the situation in this country. photo. Just before I gathered little money for him, it took me some weeks. He told me that I'm tired. I'm saying we are struggling in the photo there. Go to universities. You see our children suffering, carrying grub to make sure they finish school.
Okay.
Now our leaders who are 80 years and 90 years and 70 years are still in power.
Okay.
Look at the appointment for federal. The rotation. The old people that are there, ministers, and they came back again. Look at the Delta State. The same thing happened again in Asaba. The old people are still back again. Our children are coming out from school every day, every month, every year. Then we're talking about our children is lazy. Now, I don't want to hear that story again. Our children are not lazy. They are suffering.
Okay.
Even if we are suffering.
Your point.
We need change.
Your point has been made, sir. You want change, Pastor. Yes, sir. From Warri, you want change. You want our children to be in the helm of affairs. You want them to have employment. I'm sure that's your point.
Excuse me, sir, please give me a little bit. I want our children, when they finish school, they will see a place they can manage. Are we happy that our children finish from school, they are driving keke, then we are boasting we are the rest of Africa?
Okay.
It is very bad, my brother. It is very bad.
Yes. We
need fresh air. We don't need hot air every day.
Fresh air. Thank you, sir. So, Pastor Yesa says we need fresh air. Another call coming in. Hello, sir. Hello, ma.
Hello. Good morning. This is Simon Onyobusa calling from Warri.
Simon from Warri, okay.
You see, when people are making some certain comments, maybe it's because of sentiment. The pastor is calling in now and making some old men. The question I want to ask them, the church is supposed to be a place of moral. If a lazy person decided to go and be a pastor, not doing additional work as a first and start complaining to the public in such a manner, it's not acceptable.
Well,
hello, sir. I want to make one thing.
Yes.
You see, the people destroying this country, if you look at it, the parents is there, the teacher is there. Then you look at the church where moral is supposed to come from. No moral, much moral is coming from the church. Even some of our lecturer, I don't know whether that man there sitting with you is a lecturer in a university. Yes. You see, the great corruption is coming from the higher institution. Where lecturers exploit students in the modern world because they want to make money. Anytime they go on strike, they say they are looking for facilities and all this to make our university. At the end of the day, once you add something to their salary, they call off strike. And the students who they're supposed to fight for are still suffering.
Okay. What is your take, sir? We've heard that. What is your take about the milk issue, the suspension of Forex?
And the milk is quite encouraging. We have to do something because Nigeria is a green country. The bulk of Nigerians supposed to be in the agricultural sector.
Okay.
And let me tell you, government cannot provide much job now. I went to Benin last week. The Bender brewery is there. Dead. Who kill it? Is it not the government people? Even if not for some people trying to raise GBS now. They're almost killing GBS now. And Soko is there doing well. Another small station.
Okay.
Those are private. Now, government cannot do anything. What government can do, we try as possible to give us loans and all that to continue with our businesses.
Okay, Simon from Warri, thank you so much. So, I think it's been a robot. Okay, another call. Hello? Hello? Speak to us. Morning. Please turn down the volume of your radio set or walk away from it completely so we can hear you. Thank you. What's your name, sir?
Mr. Henry. I'm speaking from Warri.
Henry from Warri?
Yes.
Okay.
You see the whole issue we are discussing this morning. Very interesting issue.
Thank you.
There's one problem we have in this country is that we discuss all these things and the government will not do anything about it.
That is why the media.
Yes.
Sorry, that's why the media, sir, is a marketplace of ideas. It's for people to take as much as they want and to give as much as they can. So we will look up government to also do its bits.
You see, I think some few days ago, there was this issue discussed in your station there about the building that collapsed in Abraka. Yes. And you know, when the people were commenting about it, the contractor, the engineer, the owner of the building, I looked at it. You see what the kind of people, the children, the society we have today, the government we have create it.
Okay.
Because when they were discussing this thing, my mind went to the so-called flyover we have in this state, in Warrior. After building the flyover, some certain vehicle cannot even pass. Government build, fail, and collapse road.
Okay.
What do you think that the society will bring out?
Okay.
You see our children today in school, they come out, you see the politicians, they don't even care. Their concern is money. So you see these children going to Yahoo, this and the rest, they don't even care. They don't even have value for life.
Henry, your point is that we are too focused on money right now.
Yeah.
Thank you. Let others have their say. Now we're waiting for the last call. Who gets it? The last call. And is here. Hello.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning. Turn down the volume of your radio sets.
I've done that, sir.
All right. So tell us who you are and where you're calling from.
This is Oluwaseun.
Sorry, come again.
Oluwaseun.
Oluwaseun, okay. So
I want to make a point on the leaders.
Okay.
Because there's no how they can elect a child, children, to be a leader.
okay.
Look at what happened in Kogi State. Their present governor is the young guy. And
Okay.
he's terrorizing everybody.
All right.
There is no how we can elect children, young guys as a leader. We need old people to
Okay.
become a leader in the country.
That is your point. What about the milk issue?
The milk issue, sir, we need is a very good idea because that will provide a job for the masses. The graduates.
Okay.
One or two persons or more.
Okay.
Because the import of the milk, not everybody is benefiting from that.
All right.
People are looking for jobs.
All right, Oluwaseun, thank you very much for your call, for your perspective. So, gentlemen, we've heard members of the public. We heard from Kelvin, from Ode Shekiri, Sonny Nikoro, Pastor Yesa, Simeon, Henry, and Oluwaseun. They have very interesting perspectives. As we continue to say, the media is a marketplace of ideas. People can come with their ideas. We bring it together, look at it together, and then we get whatever we want from it. Perspectives vary. However, we have talked so much today, and as I said, our program, State of the Nation, continue to be a flagship for this institution. So, Ete, rounding up, what is your last thought today?
Like they say, charity begins at home. So everything still boils down to the family. Family have a big role to play to bring up better citizens into the country. And for the ban on dairy food and milk, I think it's a collective effort for all of us to work towards what will be good for our country. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Isitwa, I know that you may have to go into production of milk now.
I want to react briefly to the third from the last call.
Okay.
I wouldn't know the name now. The point I was going to make before the lines were open, he summarized it. He was asking if I'm a lecturer. Yes, I am a lecturer, and I'm very proud to be one. And I agree with you totally that within my profession, there is the good, the bad, and the ugly. The point I was trying to make then was that what we have is a breakdown of institutions. Every single thing he said points to that fact. When he spoke about the church, I agree with you, the church has become a scam. I agree with you that families have lost their touch with respect to upbringing of their children. The way he spoke, he's talking about somebody who has some orientation. I'll be happy if his children are brought up in that way, but there's a lot of parents who should not be parents. In other words, the breakdown of values and institutions in our society is what has created this vacuum, because Linus asks, how do we get to this point? And so, like my sister said, it's a collective effort. Every one of us must look beyond ourselves. There's a system. Back in the days, we're talking about parents now. I remember that where I grew up from, it's not your parents that are actually your parents. Every elderly person is your parent.
Yeah.
If somebody sees you doing the wrong thing, he deals with you and goes on to your parents and tell your parents, this is what I found your child doing on the street and this is what I did. And they will thank that person. And thereafter you will get the second punishment, because you have not only disgraced yourself, you have also brought the family to disrepute. These days, when somebody's even dying, what do? We take phone and start sharing. Hey, yeah, nobody takes responsibility. That's the reality of Nigeria. And I thank you for this forum. And since, like you said, it's a marketplace, if we throw this idea, some persons will do a soul searching. Are we doing it right? Let's do things right for our country to grow. Thank you.
Okay, and that is where we'll hang the boots today on this program, State of the Nation. Next week, we'll be back with the program, and we expect you to also continue to join us in this very informative, educative, and enlightening program. My commendations to the Governor of Delta State, Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa, on the inauguration of the commissioners. We expect our commissioners to hit the ground running and then help to make Delta State a better one. We expect the Commissioner for Works to look around Warri and help us to fix the roads that have gone bad, because it is quite important that these roads are in order. We expect our Commissioner for Health to also look at the hospitals and ensure that they are working at optimal levels. And so, on that note, I want to thank you for being part of this program. Thanks to our Acting General Manager, Pastor Malcolm Oteri. He's unavoidably absent. Hopefully, he will be here with us next week. Thank you, listeners, and goodbye, everyone.
That has been the program State of the Nation. Join them same time next week, Wednesday, for a fresh package of the program.
Good day, listeners. Today in the studio, we have someone who is here to talk to us about BCC Solar Electricals.
Okay, my name is Bethel. I'm the manager of BCC Solar and Electricals. I just want us to understand how solar is very important in our time now. BCC Solar and Electricals is a renowned company bent on making families enjoy solar energy. The purpose of our company is to make solar energy affordable to every family. The company is based in Lagos and now spreading to every state and city in Nigeria. A branch of the company is now in Warri at number 103 Eneren Road by Fairview Estate, opposite Faith Victory Church. Solar energy materials are built to outperform generators in power generation and also to supply clean energy without pollution of any kind. No noise pollution, no smoke, and you don't have to be buying petrol or diesel every time in order to power a generator. Solar energy gives you all those without struggle. Now, the world is going green, producing electric cars and the rest. Solar will be the next source of energy the world is going for. It is ideal for every family to have theirs now. It is unfortunate that some people are not maximizing the solar energy due to the quality of the product they bought and the kind of engineers that installed it for them. There are a lot of low quality materials in the market which you need specialists to identify, and also engineers need to be well grounded in the field to be able to do the installation and connections well. There are 4 major components in solar energy generation. 1, solar panel. 2, the charge controller. 3, the inverter. And 4, the battery, as well as the connecting wires. If any of these components has problem, it will affect the whole system. This is what some engineers don't observe well. So it takes carefulness and professionalism to identify the high quality ones and do the installation and connections well. BCC Solar and Electricals has come to make people laugh again with solar energy. In our company, we focus on quality and customer satisfaction. We make sure we use the best quality materials for our customers. We import from reliable sources across the globe with guarantees. We go for the best quality products, and our trained engineers will install it perfectly. Our solar panels last for 25 years, while our batteries last up to 5 years. Our company goes for the latest technology in the field. Before now, 2 kVA inverter normally go for minimum of 24 volts, meaning that you must use 2 batteries or more to power it. But now our company, BCC Solar and Electricals, has imported the latest technology in inverter, which are just 12 volts for 2 kVA, meaning that with just 1 battery, you can power 2 kVA inverter. Then when you add 2 batteries, it will last longer, twice its normal time. That is, if 2 kVA inverter is meant to last 12 hours before recharging it now, with our inverter, it will last 24 hours. 2 kVA inverter can carry 1 fridge, 1 air conditioner with fans and bulbs. Despite the quality of product we sell, we make it cheap and affordable to every family. Our aim is to light up every home with solar. We also specialize in fixing street lights with track records. We sell wholesale and retails. We also do trainings for new engineers. We train in batches. We have batch A and batch B. A good student after the training stands a chance of being employed by our company. Anyone who wants to further his career in solar energy should get back to us by sending yes to any of these numbers. 0706 88 54 159. I will say it again. 070 688 54 159 or 0705 63 45 357. I will say it again. 0705 63 45 357. For more information, our office is located at number 103 NRA Road by Fairview Estate, opposite Faith Victory Church, NRA Road. You can reach us through 070 68 85 4159. Please know that our customer care line is open 24 hours a day. We are in the office 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day. My friends, come take advantage of this great opportunity and enjoy clean energy. Thank you.
Well, from experience, the amount of money you spend in running generator for 1 year, it's a lot more than the one-time money you pay for clean energy like solar energy.
Melody 88.6 FM. This is the radio for the people, beaming signals of unity, sounds of melody, 88.6 FM.
In the night, I'm gonna take it real slow. Ooh, my baby, I understand what you told me, as if I didn't know. I always wanted someone just like you. I really need to hold you. I give the world to you, oh my darling. You know I will. Yeah, yeah, you know I will. I surely will. I will never do anything to hurt you. Wouldn't do a single thing for your head. I'll give all my love to you. I'll give you every bit of my love. You need me, baby. I'm running. Yes, I will. Only to you. Yeah, my baby. Yes, I will. Why don't we just lay down, baby, and hold each other real close? 'Cause I don't wanna rush you, baby. If time is what you need the most. I always wanted to love you. You give me all my dreams come true. I wanna love you tonight, oh my darling. Yes, I do. Yeah, never do anything to hurt. I will never do one little thing to you, baby. All my love to you. And I'm gonna give you every bit of my love tonight, girl. You need me, baby. I'm running. Oh, yeah. Only to you, baby.
DJ X Low.
Girl, I've been longing for you, baby, for a long time. Girl, let's make love tonight. I can make it feel real good, baby. I can make it feel real good, baby. Sometimes I get a little lonely, baby. Get so rough on the baby, and I need somebody
DJ at Low Production.
And if you need me, baby, I'll come running only to you.
This is the radio for the people, beaming signals of unity, sounds of melody. 88.6 FM.
He said, I'll love you till I die. She told him you'll forget in time. As the years went slowly by, she still preyed upon his mind. He kept her picture on his wall. Went half crazy now and then, but he still loved her through it all, hoping she'd come back again. Kept some letters by his bed. Did in 1962. He had underlined in red every single I love you. I went to see him just today. Oh, but I didn't see no tears. All dressed up to go away. First time I'd seen him smile in years. He stopped loving her today. They placed a wreath upon his door, and soon they'll carry him. You know, she came to see him one last time. Oh, and we all wondered if she would. And it kept running through my mind. This time, he's over her for good. He stopped loving her today. It placed a wreath upon his door, and soon they'll carry him away. He stopped loving her today.
On a warm summer's evening, on a train bound for nowhere, I met up with a gambler. We were both too tired to sleep, so we took turns of staring out the window at the darkness till boredom overtook us, and he began to speak. He said, son, I've made a life out of reading people's faces and knowing what the cards were by the way they held their eyes. So if you don't mind my saying, I can see you're out of aces. For a taste of your whiskey, I'll give you some advice. So I handed him my bottle, and he drank down my last swallow. Then he bummed a cigarette and asked me for a light. And the night got deathly quiet, and his face lost all expression. Said, if you're gonna play the game, boy, you gotta learn to play it right. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. Every gambler knows the secret to surviving is knowing what to throw away, knowing what to keep. 'Cause every hand's a winner and every hand's a loser. And the best that you can hope for is to die in your sleep. And when he finished speaking, he turned back toward the window, crushed out a cigarette, faded off to sleep. And somewhere in the darkness, the gambler, he broke even. But in his final words, I found an ace that I could keep. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. You got to know when to hold 'em, when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the deal is done.
Maybe I didn't love you quite as often as I could have. And maybe I didn't treat you quite as good as I should have. If I made you feel second best, girl, I'm sorry I was blind. But you were always on my mind. You were always on my mind. And maybe I didn't hold you all those lonely, lonely times. I guess I never told you. And I'm so happy that you're mine. Little things I should have said and done, I just never took the time. You were always on my mind. You were always on my mind. Tell me, tell me that your sweet love hasn't died. And give me one more chance to keep you satisfied. I'll keep you satisfied. undone. I just never took the time